Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocket.radio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
And a good morning to you. It is time for Coffee Ann once again on this Monday morning. It's October 16th. Thanks for joining us. My name is Joe Callahan. At the Coffee Ann table, we'll say good morning to Romeo Berthium. Hi, Romeo.
Good morning, Joe.
Good morning to you. And right over there, Melissa Murray is here as well.
Good morning.
Hi, Melissa.
Good morning.
All right, kicking things off, the 1-5 New England Patriots.
When you said kicking,
Yes,
I
that
knew
was
what you
pun
were talking
intended.
about. Well, as I told you off the air, how come you're not wearing? I'm gonna ask the question. How come you're not wearing a black armband this morning, Joe?
Should be wearing a white armband
white?
for surrender.
Okay.
I want to blame the loss on Mac Jones.
Of course,
I really do.
because you don't like him.
Because I don't like him as quarterback.
However,
But you can't.
No.
It wasn't all his fault, although he did make a few mistakes. Not terrible mistakes, but if he can't throw long, and when he does, his players can't catch.
That's
so,
true.
Well, what are you going to do?
yeah, you need a good thrower and a good receiver.
Yeah.
They came close at the end, though. Would you agree?
Well, they did.
They
could have won.
If they would have gotten that field goal, they would have won.
If they got
probably
the
by
field
1
goal
point.
range.
Yeah, but they didn't get there.
A lot of woulda, coulda, shouldas there, Romeo.
Yeah, and I was just wondering, I haven't done too much research on it, but the Raiders, are they a decent team, or what's their record?
Now,
What's their
they're
record?
500 now. They're 3-3, so
Okay.
they're better than us.
And somebody said that the Patriots so far have been playing some tough teams, except for yesterday's.
They have.
Yeah. So.
And now they play tougher teams. Buffalo's next week,
Yeah,
and
I know.
Miami's after that. So it certainly
well,
isn't
they'll be
getting any
playing. They'll
easier.
be playing at home.
They did. You notice they did try some trick plays. They brought
Yeah.
in that quarterback Washington,
Yep.
and set him up as wide receiver. The only time he snapped the ball to himself, he gets sacked.
Yeah.
so
Kind of sad.
it is.
Yeah.
It is. It's tough to watch. But,
Well, what are you gonna do? 1-5.
1-5.
Did you watch the game, Alyssa?
I did not.
Didn't think
Good for you.
Did you watch the whole game, Joe?
Oh yeah, I watched the whole game.
Because I heard some
right to
people
the end.
saying at the half, if they're not winning, I'm going somewhere else.
Well, they weren't winning. At
I
the
watched
half.
it too. I stayed throughout.
Yeah, gotta watch
hoping.
the whole thing because things changed at the half. I do worry about Jimmy Garoppolo's injury.
Yeah, that's
He went out
significant.
with a back injury.
Yeah,
I
he
don't
did.
know what was up with him
Yeah,
after that.
Yeah.
But
Well,
that was another thing in yesterday's game. How many people were getting hurt, and why are all these big football players getting hurt
Yep.
on every play? It seems.
they don't know how to fall.
Is it the strength and conditioning coaches? Is it their fault?
well,
And this is on both sides of the ball too.
You got to find somebody to blame.
There's another injury timeout. There's another injury
Yeah.
timeout.
Yeah.
I mean, they come back in after a while, but everybody on every play, it seems everybody's got somebody's hurt.
Yep. Well, what are you going to do?
I don't know. No, I don't know. Anyway,
not to change the subject exactly. I know Melissa likes this kind of
well,
conversation.
we'll change it.
Who do you predict will be in the World Series in baseball?
Oh, Houston and Philly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you agree with
That's
that,
what I
Melissa?
think.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Sure.
So this is.
I just wanted to. Yeah, I know you're angry this morning, Joe. So I wanted to kind of calm you
I'm
down.
not angry. I'm
Baseball
not angry.
always.
He's not
does that.
angry.
He's hurt.
No,
Maybe?
no. I'm
He's frustrated.
I'm
Depressed.
No, I'm none of those. I'm just.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've adjusted to the situation. We're going to be lousy, and that's just the way it is.
Wow.
So I'm not happy about it, but that's just
And
the
what
way
about
it is.
Coach Belichick? Is he on his way out?
He can stick around for the rest of the year. There's no reason.
I'm
to change
talking about. I'm
coaches
talking
now.
about following. Not this year, but could this be his last year?
It could be, and I hope he goes out on his terms. I hope he retires and they don't fire him. Just
So if he does do that, yeah. If he gets fired, could he get picked up by another team? Or
Well,
would he?
sure,
Yeah.
but I don't think.
But if he
anybody would.
retires, he's done, right? Because he'll announce that he's
I
finished.
don't.
with
I don't think he would
yeah.
go to another team if
Yeah.
he retires
No.
from the Patriots.
He won't pull a Brady.
No. I doubt that
And-
very much.
All right.
So Romeo, being the ex-teacher that you are,
X everything.
my
Former.
my daughter turned 18.
Wow.
I mean, not 2 weeks ago.
Did she register to
Wait a
vote?
minute. Wait a minute.
Oh,
wait a minute.
good
Today's
question.
the 16th. 1, 2. Okay, 3 weeks ago.
Ah.
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
That was part of the
Excellent.
whole.
And you forgot to
thing.
buy her a gift, and you
No,
want some advice.
no,
that's
no,
not
no.
it.
No. But she received in the mail
Yeah.
a jury summons.
Wow.
Oh my goodness,
I
already?
mean, right off the bat.
When did she register to vote? At school,
when
probably.
at school when she was taking her driving
And you-
situation.
Oh, yeah, you can pre-register.
You can pre-register
Yes.
before you're
Yes.
18. As long as
Yep.
you don't vote till you're 18.
Right.
So they didn't waste any time, did they?
No, she's like, what do I do?
When does she report?
Well, that's funny.
All right.
Her date in Massachusetts, they do it a little differently
Yeah.
in Rhode Island.
Okay.
But she was given the date of January 8th
She's-
at 8:30 in the morning. She goes, I have school.
There you go. She'll-
Well, in Mass, you're
Yeah.
allowed to postpone your date
Okay.
to another date
Yep.
of your choosing up to a year.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
So
And then
there's
we
really
look-
no excuse to get out of jury duty.
Well, right.
Yeah.
But then you look at the excuses of why you can be disqualified.
Okay.
You're under 17, or you're 17 and under. You're over 70 in Massachusetts.
Oh,
That's
good.
another one.
That's a good
And then there's a bunch of, I take care of somebody.
Yeah.
There was like 15.
Yeah.
But not one of them is, I'm a student.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That has been taken away.
That should. I don't know if it's been taken away because she's going to apply for a postponement, I'm sure, right?
Well, we already have, because
All right,
she
yeah.
has school that day.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
said, this is what you're going to do.
Yeah.
Put it out to July.
Yeah.
And that way,
Happy summer.
it's the summertime. There probably won't be as many cases. Maybe they
probably
won't
not.
need you. You'll be out of school.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about school time, and you only have a part-time job. Just ask for that day off.
Is she a senior this year, Joe?
Yes,
All right, so
yeah.
she will have graduated. Now, what county are you in?
Oh, Bristol County in
So that-
Massachusetts.
So where does she report? New Bedford?
No,
Fall River?
funny enough, because when I get jury duties, I always end up going to New Bedford or Fall River.
Yeah.
She has to go to Taunton,
Taunton.
which is a
Interesting.
lot closer. So
Yeah.
we will show her where the courthouse is.
And she'll drive there.
Well, my wife wants me to drive her there.
Taunton's tough.
It
Tough
is
driving
tough.
there.
The
Tough
parking
driving
around there
there,
is
yeah. Yeah,
ridiculous.
it's always high.
But she's like, why me? I go, well, if there's good lawyers, they will not pick you.
So
they'll
you know,
they'll look at her and go, no.
and you know, yeah, you go for one day.
Right.
And you do go for one day.
Yeah.
Or
The
one
thing-
trial. That's
The thing
way it
is, though, some people would say, "See what you get when you register to vote."
I know.
That'll teach me. You
But I don't know if they
that's
take it off.
fine, that's
I
fine.
don't know if they take it from the registry voting or from the your driver's license. Some people.
It
some
could be the yeah. That's
people
what,
take it from that.
That's what I
Oh.
heard. The driving license thing. Yeah. And everybody goes for a driver's license,
Most
especially
everybody.
young people. That's their goal. They can't wait to get the license. Yeah. Well, it's a good civic responsibility for her, and you know, she'll, in my opinion, probably get out of it after one day.
Probably, and you know, in Mass, you
Yeah.
call the day before
Yeah.
to see if you're even needed.
Okay. Well, that's
So
even
there's a
better.
possibility
Boy.
that you call this recorded number and they say yes, show up, but no, don't bother.
Rhode Island should take some.
And then she's good
advice.
for, and then you're good for 3 years.
Yeah,
You're good
yeah.
for 3 years in Mass.
Oh, so she'll be 21 when she gets called again.
But they're good on clockwork like
Yeah,
that. They
Right.
I
Sounds
tend
like
to get
it.
called every 3 years. So once you get
Sounds
on,
like it,
once
yeah.
you
It's
get
funny.
called, bang, you're
It's
called
funny
every
when we
3
first
years.
moved to Massachusetts 17 years ago in 2006. Within 3 or 4 months, my wife got called for jury duty in Worcester.
Yeah?
She went for one day, and then she got called again a couple of years ago, and we were not here. As you know, in the wintertime, we go south, and that was they accepted that.
They
didn't
did,
need,
okay.
They didn't need any proof for it, and then they never called her back. They said we will give you another date. I've never been called for jury duty in Mass. I was
I've
called
never
once,
been called.
once in Rhode Island, and I spent the whole day there, a quality day, talking to all my fellow juror candidates, and only a few of us got picked, and they paid us for that day. It wasn't much, but it was nice. I think they gave us lunch too, or they sent us to lunch. I'm not sure. There was a parking lot.
Mass, you're on,
There was
you're
a
on your own
parking
for
lot,
lunch.
and they picked us up at a parking lot. They even told
Yeah.
us where to park in Providence. It was pretty cool. But that's the only experience I've ever had as a juror, and I kind of like wish I would have been picked for a jury once in a while.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
knowing
me too. I think it'd
no-
be interesting.
yeah, and knowing
But
the ins and outs of
yeah.
how that works, a little bit more than the average person because of my background, because I taught history and social
Yeah.
studies for 35 years. I would have enjoyed it, but I never had that experience.
But she kept saying, but I'm just a kid. I said,
Oh, no.
you're 18.
You're an adult now,
You're
kid.
an adult.
Did she did register to vote, though, right?
Yes, she has. Yeah.
Ah,
So
that's
she's looking forward to voting.
She'll be voting
the
in
upcoming
the
election.
presidential
Good,
election
good.
now,
Yes.
with no influence from Dad. Right?
We're already on opposite sides.
That's
She already knows
wow.
who she's voting
That's
for.
that's interesting. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
She's a young
yeah. Okay.
liberal.
Okay. Well, that'll change as she gets
Go
older.
team.
Maybe so. So we pushed it off, and so she goes in July. So
All right.
Yeah.
That's the way it works
All
there
right.
in Mass. So
I got called twice when I lived in Georgia, but I have never been called in Rhode
do,
Island.
huh?
no,
I did.
wow.
But I ended up, sitting around. I took a book.
Yeah, take a book.
They did not feed us.
Oh,
They don't give you
no.
any. Well,
No
not
peaches?
not back then.
Georgia,
No, and I didn't end up getting called. It was dismissed. So I sat around
Lovely.
all day, and then left.
And
They
what-
tell
Both
you
times.
that.
Both times.
The
Yeah.
lawyers tell the person, especially the one that's accused, look, the lawyers, the jury is about to be impaneled, is how it's
Yeah,
called.
they use that.
So the trial's actually going to start. You sure you want to go through with it? And then all of a sudden, okay, let's make a plea. when they're like,
Yeah,
they're
they
like,
settle
let's
a
make
lot.
a deal.
They
Oh, there's
settle
really
a lot.
there's really a jury here. Yep, they're about to walk in. Okay,
That's right.
I'll take the plea.
A lot of the cases, I wish there was a lawyer present. What's his name, Bob Pilata? He could tell us what the percentage of people who do that, because I think it's
I'm sure
pretty
it's pretty
high.
high.
A lot of people
Yeah.
at the end, they okay, all right, I give up, or the white
Yeah, the
flag.
white flag.
Surrender. I'll take 2 years instead of 10, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I did it. And I said, don't worry to Jocelyn. I go, what's the lawyers take a look at you? And I said, no, I don't think they're gonna.
Yeah.
She can go.
Well, it depends on how she answers the questions too.
I know how she's gonna answer it.
with who?
I don't know.
Well, yeah, it depends.
Just be honest. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. Just be honest,
Yeah.
and they'll either pick you or they won't.
Yep.
That's
Good
right.
advice.
And but I thought there was something. I thought there used to be something. I'm a high school student or I'm a college student, but that's not a factor
No,
anymore.
they probably
No.
want that perspective from a young person.
Maybe they
too.
do.
They, And I'm surprised that you said people over 70 can be exempted. as
In
well.
Massachusetts,
they
that was
are,
one
or
of the
they
ru-
can be.
You can you can go if you want to, but if
Okay.
you're over 70, you can
opt out.
Opt out,
But you
and
can
not
stay
go.
if you want the experience. So if I get called, I could stay because, believe it or not, I'm over 70.
Not you, Romeo.
Yeah, I am.
I find that hard to believe.
Well, good genes.
Thank you for my birthday card, by the way.
Did you enjoy that?
Yes, that
I
was my
waiting-
first,
I was waiting for a reaction or a phone call. And if you remember that day, we
do.
talked about it on,
Yep,
on
yep,
Coffee
yep.
and I had already done it. But you didn't check your mail that day. You went right out. So I said, oh,
Yeah,
well,
I
no.
did. Oh,
I'll
I
have to
know.
wait
I
till
don't.
the next time. You enjoyed
Yeah,
that,
I
right?
did. Yeah, and
Good.
then yesterday was my dad's 80th
So
birthday.
did you send him?
so
Okay, he's already 80.
yeah, 80.
Happy
Yep,
birthday.
Yeah, it was
And
a nice time. Yeah.
Your dad is, which Smith is he?
Jerome.
Jerome, of course.
right.
Yeah, Jerry.
Yes.
Good for him. 80 years old. Happy birthday.
He doesn't look it or act
Jerry.
it.
He
Did he
was
go-
a
did he go
senator too, wasn't
skydiving?
Was he a
He
state
did
senator?
not go. He was a state senator.
So-
Yes, he did not go
So he
skydiving.
must,
No.
Alright.
he must have been proud when you were elected to the Senate. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. And my
daddy's
grandfather
person.
was also a state senator.
Jeez,
So-
I
know,
wow,
I am-
3 generations
Yeah.
of senators. Wow,
Yeah.
that's impressive.
But I was the first woman to have that seat.
There you go. And how does it feel to be 50? I mean, 49.
49 in like
I-
a
I
week,
re-
2 weeks,
I
whatever
remember,
it
I
is.
remember that. 2 of my kids are older than you. Okay, seriously. So you
Yeah,
can be my
it's all
daughter.
right. It's all right.
That's great.
All right, we're going to take a break here on the Coffee and program. More coming your way. We ask you to please stick around.
Kafin Oil believes in service. Whether you need an automatic oil delivery, servicing, or a late-night emergency repair, Kafin Oil will be there. Kafin Oil installs gas and oil burners, too, water heaters, and central air conditioning systems. Stay comfortable year-round with the Kafin Oil team of professionals. Kafin Oil of Woonsocket, 765-3881. Keep that number handy, 765-3881.
Hi, this is Kathy LaValle. The Honey Shop and Champs Diner are sponsoring a charity event to benefit Missy's Holiday Fund. Every year, family and friends of Missy's Family Restaurant come together to cook a delicious Thanksgiving dinner for our local veterans homeless, and anyone in need of an amazing meal and companionship. To help us fund this project, we're inviting you to an epic showdown of flavors at our chili cook-off. The chili cook-off is on Saturday, October 28th from 2 to 4 at Champ's Diner, 719 Front Street in Woonsocket. We are seeking 10 talented contestants to showcase their best chili recipes. Whether you concoct a spicy masterpiece or a savory delight, this is your chance to vie for the title of Chili Champion. We also invite you to indulge in the ultimate chili dog created by me, Kathy LaValle, from the Honey Shop. Tickets are $15 to enter as a contestant or to join in the fun and have lunch. See you at the Chili Cook-Off on Saturday, October 28th from 2 o'clock to 4.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee in Pawtucket. They're a 62-year-old family business that roasts all its coffee right here in Rhode Island. Founded originally as Excellent Coffee Company, they provide great coffee to food service establishments throughout New England.
On ON Radio.
All right, it is Coffee Ann here on ON, AM, and FM, but thanks for joining us. This is Joe Callahan here with Melissa Murray and Romeo Berthium. And did you have a nice weekend, Melissa?
I did. Yes.
Good. What'd you do?
Wow. Well, all the way back to Friday.
All the way back.
We pretty much celebrated. Well, the Arts in the Alley was on Saturday, so that was nice. We had some little bit of chilly weather. It was a little cloudy, but it was a nice time. There's live music. There were some art vendors. That was the last one for the year, so folks will have to wait for the spring to have the next Arts in the Alley, and then we celebrated my dad's birthday. Went to Chan's on Saturday night to see Duke Robillard.
Oh, nice.
It was his 75th birthday party. What a great time. It was a great time.
Great.
The music is always fantastic, so it was nice.
Great. I visited 2 colleges over the weekend.
On the hunt.
Saturday went to Worcester State, and Sunday went to Salem State. And boy, it's real crowded.
Oh,
in
yeah, of course
Salem
it is right now.
this time of year. But we got in before the real crowd showed up. Got in at 9 in the morning, so
Yep.
the crowds don't really show up. But we saw the crowds coming into Salem.
Yes.
Before
All dressed and, yeah,
before as we were leaving.
all gothed up.
Yes, and saw a lot of haunted houses up there, decorated real nice. And they did ask anyone sticking around to go because Worcester State's about a mile from downtown Salem. If people were sticking around to go visit, and a lot of people were.
Yeah,
they were
why
making
not?
a day out of it. So, but we didn't. We got out of there, and then we got stuck in traffic.
Yeah.
On 128 coming home. I said, what is going on? We're trying to leave Salem. There should be no traffic going this way. But there was an accident somewhere in Reading or Linfield or somewhere up that way. Going northbound, there was an accident in that lane, so we're slowing people down on our lane. But, oh well, we got through it all right though. So
Yeah.
we're,
So has she
we're good.
leaning towards making a choice, or how many colleges have you visited?
We visited 4 last year. Another 2 this year. 2 more are on the horizon to visit this year. Stonehill this week and Bridgewater State
Yep.
in a couple of weeks. So she's still leaning towards Bridgewater State.
That would
But
be.
we'll see what Stonehill throws our way.
Yeah, I was going to
Yeah.
say that would, Bridgewater State might be more economical to be, kind and polite because it's a state school. The other school, Stonehill, is a good school. A couple of my nieces graduated from there, and but it's a private school. So usually the private schools offer a good package if they want you
That's
to
right.
attend. Is she a good student?
Yes, she is.
All right, well that's good. That's going to help.
Well above it, well into the 3s. So
That's really good.
that was it was pretty cool what Salem State offered because she wants to go into education.
That's good. Good. Well, yeah, good for
Romeo.
her.
And,
We need it.
And what they offer is it's a 5-year deal.
5 years.
But when you come out after the 5th year, you have your master's degree already.
Oh, might be something worth considering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that 5th year is a whole year. You take a couple of online courses, but it's all student teaching
You're interning. Yeah, right. That's good.
for the entire year.
I think that's a great idea.
It is.
And the school departments
Yeah.
in the North Shore
Yeah.
pay for your college that year.
Well, that's an even better deal.
Yes.
But I think, that's good because I don't know about Mass. but in Rhode Island, within 5 years of your assignment as a teacher, you have to get a master's.
The same same
Yeah.
Massachusetts.
So
within
that's
5
good.
years.
If you're going to do it anyway, might as well get it done.
Yeah. So, but
And have it paid for.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's even
that would be nice. But she goes, "What would I'd have to commute up here or move up that way?" I said, "Well, yeah, you
Yeah.
would."
Yeah.
But because we asked, "Do you have the same kind of deal down in southeastern Mass?" No. So we'll
Okay.
see what Bridgewater has to
Yeah.
offer.
Yeah.
All right, things going on in our area. Let's see. Two kids, well, adults really, but 18 and 19-year-old adults killed in Burrillville last Friday.
The lady died as well?
Yes, she
Because
did.
when I reported it, she was in critical condition, but the driver had already died. That's
She
sad.
was taken to Rhode Island Hospital where she passed away as well.
Did they identify them?
Yep, 19-year-old Andrew Long, he's from Chepachet. 18-year-old Ariel Welsh, she's from the Mapleville section.
They were on,
of
probably
Burrillville.
and this happened on Saturday night?
No, Friday.
Friday night. That's right.
Friday afternoon, really,
They're
3:30.
probably on their way to somewhere.
Lapham Farm Road, and police say the preliminary investigation says speed is a factor
I'm sure.
in this.
Because
this
it was a
accident.
single car crash.
Yes,
They
it
both-
was.
It's the first time in a long time that they have a fatality in that area. Burrillville usually on 102. That's relatively dangerous road, but this wasn't on 102. It was on Lapham.
Lapham
Yeah,
Farm Road. I'm not really familiar
it's,
with
it's
that.
one
Where
of
that
the
is.
streets that cross
Does
102.
it?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's sad. Very sad.
It
story.
is.
Two young
And
lives
then-
snuffed
yeah,
out like
yeah.
that.
And really, you are still a kid at that age. I mean,
yeah.
But you can be called for jury duty.
you can, but I mean, you're still a kid. I
Very
think.
sad.
It is too bad. Taking a look at the front page of today's call, and we've talked about this before. You know, when you get arrested, but they have to bring you to the hospital. I don't know why you're taking out your frustrations on the medical staff.
Oh, I know. It happens so often now.
And it happened again. This woman
Yeah.
was taken to. She was at the police. Allegedly, she's at the police station. Well,
Yeah.
that part's
Yeah.
true. So she starts biting herself to the point where she's drawing blood.
Oh,
So she's really chowing down on whatever she can get a hold of.
Chowing
so
down.
yeah, so they got to bring her to the hospital. And when she gets to the hospital, she starts spitting at the nurses.
Yeah.
Well, that's another charge, by the way.
Yeah.
I would hope so.
It
Some
is.
sort of assault.
It is.
It is.
Assaulting a healthcare worker is
Oh, yeah.
is against the law, and a bunch of disorderly conduct charges as well. And they went to her to pick up. She failed to report for a warrant to appear in 6th District Court, and so that's why they went to go get her, and that's why
Yeah.
she was arrested. And then she got
How old is
pretty
this woman?
upset.
Really
37 years old.
Pretty.
Corinne Menard of Blackstone Street.
So she was pretty angry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sad.
Mm-hmm.
Again, another sad situation.
One of the worst things you
Yeah.
can do if you have a
Yeah.
court date is to not show up. You just show up. Just go. You know, even if you think the worst things are going to happen, even worse things are going to happen if you don't,
Don't
go.
go. Yeah.
Just don't blow off the judge. That doesn't make them
But
very,
something
very
must
happy.
have, something must have triggered her.
Well,
off.
according to the news report by Russ Olivo, Officer Troy Martin put her in handcuffs, and once she put her in handcuffs, she screamed from her seat in the back of the cruiser all the way to the police station.
Oh, yeah.
When she got there, she refused to have her handcuffs removed, and then dropped her pants, indicating that she needed to use a restroom. After she returned from the bathroom, Menard allowed them to remove her handcuffs, but she started screaming again, demanding to be taken to the hospital. That time, she allegedly began biting her own arms and hands, severely enough to draw blood in several places. Rehandcuffed, put back in a padded cell for a time, but by 3 a.m., police reports say she was transported to the Landmark so her bite wounds could be treated. And then she became agitated, began to shout at the nurses, and caused a scene at the hospital. It's just an ugly situation.
Yeah, serious mental
all
health
the way around.
Yeah.
problems.
Yep.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't see where I
You're
can
look- you're
bite
looking-
myself
you're
so
look-
severely that I could draw blood on my own
You're-
arms.
Right.
You're looking for bite marks.
Well, I said, well, I couldn't do it.
It's
I
the
don't
season,
know
it's
how
Halloween.
mad I am.
Yeah.
I'm going for realism.
I got you.
But it's just, nope, not for me.
But many people with mental health issues self-harm.
Yeah, they do.
They do. So, but and attacks on healthcare workers are becoming more and more prevalent. It's really an issue. I know a few people who work in the field, and
They must,
It's-
they must hate having the midnight to 8 shift or the 11 to 8 shift, whatever the shift is.
Yeah, I haven't heard really anything about it being in correlation to the time of day, but just that the incidents are just increasing.
Yeah, well, people are angry, period, about everything. In traffic.
I don't want to be arrested.
in restaurants, and people that are arrested,
That-
for example,
yeah, yeah.
especially them. There might be, we don't know for sure for this one, but there might be some drug issues there. There might
Maybe.
be
Possibly, yep. So
again, no,
if
it's a
there's
key
mental
word.
health issues, often there's
Mental health, yeah.
medication.
Oh
you know,
yeah,
so
self-medication. That's a polite way of saying
Yep.
it, Melissa.
yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Moving on, the whole thing still that's going on in the Mideast is hitting a little bit closer to home. 2 synagogues in the area had to be evacuated, one in Attleboro and one in Cranston. And they both received email bomb threats. Both sites brought in bomb-sniffing dogs. Nothing was found
Yeah,
at either one.
The governor sent out a statement last week saying that he would increase security at the local synagogues
Yeah.
and the mosques because of the of what's happening. Those people out there, let's stir it up a little. Let's make a phone call, but they can't take any chances. And
No,
getting back,
not at all.
getting back to the Middle East, wow, what a decision they have to make, huh? What to do? They've got to go in there and try to kill all those Hamas people, but in the process, they're going to kill a lot of innocent Palestinians too, and that's
Yes, they
sad.
are.
That is
Yeah.
so sad. I would not want to make that decision.
No.
You know.
Netanyahu is going to make it.
But something has to be done. I think. I mean, they can't let that go.
Israeli is known for retaliation.
Oh, yes.
They don't
Yep.
take
They're
this
not
stuff
gonna-
sitting
right.
down.
Not going to let it go.
Unspeakable crimes. I mean,
Yes.
you can't even.
It's
no.
awful.
Yeah.
And we had it on our national news. A 6-year-old boy was killed in Chicago. And his mother was wounded, and he's of Palestinian origin.
Yeah.
So
Oh, sure.
he was shot.
There'll be some of that.
Yeah,
And there'll be some, some other retaliation there too. It's a very volatile situation, and I don't know.
With even children being used as
Yeah.
pawns and,
Yeah.
on both sides. On both sides. there's
Absolutely.
Like
They're
little
people.
children
Yeah.
being beheaded. And I know that
Yeah.
it's horrible for any,
Yeah.
living human, any human to be killed that way, but
Yeah, it's
it's
awful.
just
Well, it's
really
2 million people live in the Gaza Strip, and about only 30,000 of them only, but still up to 2 million. That's not a big number. Are Hamas, and they're all over the place.
Right.
And
now that church group was able to get out of Israel
That's
and,
good.
and fly back home. However, there is a couple from Medway, Massachusetts. They're trapped in the Gaza
that's
with
around the
their
corner.
1-year-old son,
Terrifying.
and now
Oh.
they report they've run out of drinking water.
yep.
Aboud Akal and Wafa Abuzada have been unable to leave Gaza despite being informed that they could leave through the border with Egypt. The family reported to their attorney in Massachusetts that the Egypt border was open for a period on Saturday, but no Americans were allowed to leave. The family was in Gaza for a 2-week visit with relatives and were supposed to fly back to the U.S. this past Friday.
yeah.
And they're stuck there.
I heard that the Gaza Strip is, correct me if I'm wrong, only about 35 miles long and 5 miles wide, 6 miles wide. Is that accurate?
I would say so.
That's not very big, but 2 million people live in that area, 2 million, especially in the north.
Right.
I'm wondering why they can't, going to Egypt is good because that's out of the country, but how about going into Israel? Can they do that too?
I don't think they're
They're
allowing
not
them
allowed
to.
to.
Oh, they're not allowed to.
Yeah,
No.
go to Egypt.
And if they go north, that's bad too. They can't. It's sad. They're basically trapped.
Yes,
Yeah.
they are. Yeah.
I don't know what's going
And now they're out of water.
what the outcome is going to be.
Yeah.
Well, there's a siege.
Everyone's running out of water, and the water they do have is, contaminated, and it's not.
Yeah, it's going to affect everybody, not just
Not drinkable.
Hamas. Yes. So again, it's
Yeah. So you're right. It affects every single person.
not fair.
All right, another break now coming up on Coffee In. It's time for a look at the forecast being brought to you by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Today, mostly cloudy. You could see some scattered showers. High temperature will be near 56 with a north wind 6 to 8 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy. Low temperature around 45. North wind around 5 miles per hour. Tuesday's weather, mostly cloudy, high temperature near 60. Tuesday night, mostly cloudy, low around 44. Wednesday, mostly sunny, high near 63. Thursday, mostly sunny, high near 67. Currently outside the Navigate Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street with partly sunny skies. We have 50 degrees. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call the 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
You know, when you're paying the right price for protection, you just know it. It's that warm, fuzzy, totally secure feeling, knowing that you're not only getting great coverage, but you're also not paying too much for it. And when it comes to your insurance, there's no one better at getting the right price for your protection than Allstate agents Kara and Celeste Benjamin, because they know when it comes to your bank account, every penny counts towards something bigger, something better. Like a nicer car, that home update you've been dreaming of, or a phone that's fresh out of the box. Those little or big things that we work so hard for. And Kara and Celeste Benjamin want to help you work a little less by getting you the coverage you need and the savings you deserve when you switch to Allstate. Contact Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, 2 locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. 765-5000 for a free quote today. Allstate, you're in good hands. And you're in good hands with Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. Savings vary based on the average annual savings reported by new auto customers surveyed in 2019 who switched to Allstate.
What does it mean to be owned by your customers? It means we don't answer to a headquarters in New York or a board of directors in Switzerland. It means we answer to a teacher in Woonsocket, a small business owner in Greenville, a contractor in Warwick. Our customers are our owners. Our owners are our customers. Come join us. Navigate Credit Union.
Lou Mandeville here to tell you the only place to get your local high school and college scores, as well as the Pats, Bruins, Celtics, and Sox is on My Morning Sports Reports. And they are right here on ON 1240, Monday through Friday on the Morning Fun Show.
Coffee and on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Romeo Berthium and Melissa Murray. Thanks for joining us this morning. Well, they did arrest a man that went after those 2 women at Colt State Park in Bristol last
Bizarre.
week. They were two students at Roger Williams University, which is right nearby Colt State Park. But it's weird. He's approached them. He's not wearing anything. His name is Mark Rinn. He's from Rehoboth. And then he chases after them. And they drive to the police station, smart ladies, driving right to the police station. And then he crashes his car into their car in the police station parking lot. They receive minor injuries, and he was shot by the Bristol police. The Roger Williams University thanked the Bristol Police Department for their heroic action, saving the ladies. They'll be providing support to the victims, and they have minor injuries, but it just...
It was a very
bizarre
bizarre
scene, huh?
incident.
My granddaughter goes to Roger Williams. She's a senior there. I hope it wasn't her. I would have heard.
I think you would have heard by now.
Yeah, I think you would have heard,
I
yeah.
would've heard.
All right.
Wow, that's scary.
Yeah.
I bet you the police in Bristol will get sued by this guy
No,
for shooting him.
no.
Well, I mean, when you're behind the wheel of a vehicle, and you can obviously, intending to like purposely hit somebody.
And you did.
It's a deadly weapon now.
It is, right. And so they
and
had
you're not
every
wearing
right
it.
to
Yeah.
to shoot.
And he was not wearing anything.
Well, it doesn't say. He said that he approached them in the park,
Not wearing anything.
not wearing anything. It doesn't say anything about did he just hop in the car.
I got you. That's sad. What is that?
I don't know if he had time to put something on in the car.
Oh
Right,
my God.
Right.
Crazy people out there.
Yeah, that's just
Yeah,
bizarre.
I think you said it
Wild
well at the
story.
beginning in the other segment, Melissa, when you said mental health is a big issue.
It is.
That is a real big issue.
Yeah, and it's still stigmatized.
Yeah.
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 But obviously, we need more mental health resources
Oh,
for everybody.
absolutely.
Of all ages, but we gotta get rid of that stigma, and we have to put more resources into mental health. And if we did that, then we would likely solve other problems as well.
Yeah,
But
that
not
would
everyone
help.
would take advantage of it.
True, that's true.
even if it's there, you know.
Right. But
All right, we had the story last week of the guy that was shot at the car dealership in Johnston, and they arrested somebody. And we always said, well, what prompted this? Was it a disgruntled employee? Was it someone that wasn't happy with the sale of the car? Nope. Turns out it was someone not happy with their work being done on the car. They brought the car there to be worked on.
Yeah.
And it was either taking too long or they didn't do a good job.
So somebody
or
got
something
shot?
Yes. Ramon Abreu of Providence
There we
allegedly
go,
shot two employees
Two.
at the City Limit Auto that's on Hartford Avenue over a problem with work being done to his vehicle last Wednesday. One of the workers was hit in the leg. He is expected to survive.
I hope so.
The other person was not hit. Abreu was arrested on Friday on counts including felony assault and possession of a firearm without a permit.
I think that's one of the last places you expect to be shot, right? In an auto repair shop. Like kids
think
used to
so.
say, like when you go to school, you feel safe. Not anymore.
no,
That's crazy.
you can't feel safe anywhere. Going to the movies, going.
Yeah, I worry about when I go to church.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anywhere. Grocery shopping, just
True.
sitting, driving on the street, everywhere. No one
That's
can
why-
feel safe anywhere.
That's why I let my wife do all the shopping. No, that's not true. I just don't like to shop.
So if you bang your carriage into another person,
Yeah, who knows?
Someone's gonna pull out a
Sorry.
gun
Who
and
knows,
shoot
right?
you?
How about if you blow the
Because
horn at somebody?
in my opinion, I know this is a touchy subject, but in my opinion, there's everyone has access to guns, and
Yeah.
it was not like this before.
Yeah.
Anybody can have a gun. We need to limit.
Yeah, you can't shoot somebody with a knife.
Right.
In the road, it says road rage. You'd have to get out of the car and go after him. Well, you can throw the knife, but you can shoot him from your car.
Yeah.
And when you do have a potential road rage on the, I mean, everybody gets upset on traffic. Somebody cuts you off, or they go.
Oh yeah, I'm terrible in the car. I'll admit it.
But the thing is, if you blow the horn, I just thought you were somebody I knew. I was waving. That's what I do. You don't want to. You don't
I
want a
know.
confrontation.
I know.
Yeah,
I
like
know.
heck you did. No, I did really. You look like what was his name? Ben.
See, it all depends on how long the duration of the
I know.
beep is on the horn.
That's true too.
Because I'll do it if I'm stopped at a light.
Yeah,
And the light goes green and they don't go. You gotta give a quick toot.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
not no.
right.
It's half a second. Beep.
But some people
Just
have no
go waking
patience.
them-
at
Oh,
all.
yeah, I gotta go.
I think the double beep is more like, there's my,
How you doing?
friend.
Hey,
Beep, beep.
friend.
Right.
Oh, that's for a friend.
I haven't
That's-
seen you in a while, but
But you can try to make it into, oh no, I wasn't beeping at you. I was, waving at
I
that
just
person
think,
over there.
But in general, though, when that happens, don't you think some people are very impatient? I mean, you're at the light turns green as soon as it turns green.
The
they
second
beep
it
at
turns
you.
green, I know.
Give me
I
a
don't
break.
like being beeped at too.
Because that's what we all do here. When you're off the air, you adjust some of the controls. I adjust some of the, when I'm not driving, the radio. And then you get distracted, which I know is not right, but at least it's a good reason, I think. It's not necessarily. Anyway, again, mental health. Some people are crazy. They do.
But I've been
Yeah.
beeped at when it's me that hasn't gone when the lights turn
Yeah.
green.
Oh, yeah,
me
I'm
sure.
like,
too.
oh, why are you beeping?
Same.
Oh, I'm supposed to go.
Have you ever beeped
and
anybody?
you're like, sorry,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, sure.
When you're in a hurry? Especially when you're in a hurry.
Or just, there's a line. We all want to go.
How about when they cut you off and they go real slow?
Well, that bugs me.
They,
you
they,
got my
they
lane
plop
to
their
slow
car
me
in
down?
front. I don't mind if they cut me off and take off.
Keep going.
But they just you're going, let's say 40 in a 35 zone. You're going 45. And they cut you off, and now they go 30. And you're trying to go 40, can't anymore. And it's just aggravating. But
But never a need to
Oh,
shoot
no.
someone
No,
for
no,
those
that's-
things,
no,
right?
no,
I
no.
mean,
But I always think you.
everyone
you've
gets frustrated,
You've
but
spotted me on the road. You've determined I'm going too fast,
Yeah.
so you get in front of me to slow me down.
you know what else I've noticed? I don't know if you
The
people
fun
have
police.
noticed that.
Yeah.
People, not too many people are getting stopped for speeding anymore. Did you notice that, or did you? How do you see that? Well, you're on a highway. You used to see a lot of.
The driving I did this week, I saw a couple of state troopers
did?
that actually had the actual radar gun pointed up the
All right.
road. So
Oh, yeah?
they didn't have anyone pulled over.
But do they stop anybody? That's the key.
Well, I don't know. They didn't
sometimes
stop
it's
me.
just enough for people to like, oh, maybe
Exactly.
like, right?
Or they put an empty car on a,
Yes.
on a
Yeah.
median. And
Yeah.
that does it.
That
Oh,
does it
yeah.
all the time, yeah.
They do it in Florida all the time. But I think less and less people are being stopped, and I think it's because of the violence. The cops, I don't blame the cops.
Mm-hmm.
If I was a cop and I was assigned 2:30 in the morning, the graveyard shift, whatever they call 11 to 7.
You pull someone over, you
and
never
you're
know
on
what
the
you're
highway
going
and
to
a
get.
guy goes by 90 miles an hour at 2:30 in the morning on an interstate. I'd think twice about going after him. Because I might get shot. The guy's probably.
You might not last as a police officer.
Well,
if
you'd
you
be
keep
surprised.
letting them go.
Well, they don't do quotas anymore, so.
Yeah,
Hey,
but
supposedly.
Yeah. Oh, they used to.
They used to.
They used to do quotas.
Yeah.
Oh wow. In other words, you don't come back unless you've given 12 speeding tickets to 5 women, 7 men, or something like that.
No,
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
broken
I don't.
down.
I think it was just
I know.
get X amount of tickets.
And it's the money. And if you drive through a small community, that has really no industry.
Right.
Be
But less to
careful
do.
because that's their main source of revenue. But I still think they're slowing down on that. And if I was a cop, which would never happen, I would hesitate because they're getting shot. I mean, you were just saying everybody carries. They're getting you stop license and registration and whatever they ask
Right.
for.
And they have a
and
gun in
instead of
the-
giving
right.
that, they take the gun out and they shoot the cop right in the face. It's crazy.
Well, there's a way
know it's-
they approach the car,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
where it shouldn't happen.
I know.
They're standing basically in the back seat, and then they ask for ask for it. So
Yeah,
with
it's
the
kind of
hand
hard
is-
for them.
with the
to
hand
shoot.
is
Yeah,
ready,
yeah. Don't get out of the car
don't,
either.
oh,
my God.
gosh, no!
Yeah.
Not
Put your
unless
hands
they
on
tell
the
you.
wheel.
Not
Right,
unless they
unless
tell
they
you.
tell
I wouldn't. Again, tough job. That and hospital workers. God
Yeah.
bless them all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tough. So, funny story. This is out of Worcester, Massachusetts. A Worcester teenager was arrested after police say he asked an officer what happened to a stolen BMW he apparently had been driving. What happened to the car I stole?
I switched. I got another one. I got a Saab.
Police say the BMW SUV was left running in the Olive Garden parking lot on Tobias Boland Road on October 8th when it was stolen.
Okay.
Well,
Don't leave
okay,
your
there
car
you go.
running in
There
the
you go.
parking lot.
There you go.
The
That's
car was found parked near South High School on Friday. Police learned a teenager had been leaving it there walking to school. The BMW was towed,
Funny.
and the unidentified 16-year-old was arrested when he arrived and asked police what happened to his SUV.
16. They
Oh
probably
my
were stolen.
goodness.
But why would anybody?
Why did you take my
leave-
stolen car?
Why would anybody leave a car running
Right.
around an hour
That's,
and a half?
I'm running into Olive Garden to pick up food to come on back.
So what?
Take your keys with you.
just, yeah.
Lock
right.
the car.
Lock
I
the
always
car,
I
lock the
lock it in my
car.
own driveway.
I do too.
I've
Yeah,
had-
you have to know what.
Yeah, it's crazy, and that's 90% of the time when they steal the cars because the doors were
Right.
not locked.
Opportunity. It's
Yeah.
always a
Prime of
opportunity.
opportunity.
Yeah.
I lock
Or
the
maybe they
car.
thought, well, this area is safe. It'll be fine. I'm just only in for a minute. Nope.
No.
Imagine you go in for food, you come out, your car's gone.
Well, they've had incidents where people have gone into a store leaving their baby in the back seat, and the
Yeah,
car's
you
running, and the
yeah.
car's stolen with the baby in the car.
Right.
And usually the perpetrator didn't even know the kid's in the car. and
Right,
he's
but
in there.
then, yeah. Now you're
He's
in
not
really
kidnapping.
big trouble.
He's not kidnapping the kid, but you're right.
But yeah, now it's
Yeah.
kidnapping.
Sometimes the perpetrator stops, takes the car seat out, puts it by the side of the road, and takes off in the
Oh
car.
my
As
gosh.
long as
I
he
don't,
doesn't,
I don't want kidnapping you charge on this.
as long as he doesn't put it in the middle of the road. Yeah.
No, usually by
I
the
know.
side of the
That's
road.
very, very rare, but it happens.
But even running into Cumberland Farms to get a gallon of milk, I
Yep.
lock the car.
Oh,
Yeah,
anywhere.
Yeah,
It's just
of
habit.
course.
I lock it here in the parking lot.
I do too.
Yeah. Great people that live on Kennedy Street. It's not the neighbors. It's people that come by and say, "Hey, look at that car.
Yeah.
Let's see if it's locked." Oh, wow. Let's.
See, I park next to Melissa's car, and I don't worry.
Nobody's gonna.
Yeah, no, nobody's going to take my car. Sometimes I don't even lock my doors.
You're hoping that they might steal.
You put a sign that says "Steal me."
I've seen that before. I have.
You know what? These days, I could, if something happened to that, my car, the money that I would get for it couldn't even buy anything else, right? So,
Here's $25.
What's your
Yeah.
deductible? 500. Okay.
yeah, not worth it.
Yeah.
All right, break time once again here at Coffee Inn, but more coming your way. Stay tuned.
The Woonsocket Call is more than just your printed community newspaper. WoonsocketCall.com offers online articles for instant access to the news you want whenever and wherever you want it. All the community news and information you need to know is just a click or a tap away. And now, when you subscribe to our print edition, you'll get full access to the web edition at no extra cost. That's right. For just $15.99 per month, you'll get full access to our online paper as well as our daily printed paper. Or sign up for the digital subscription for just $10.99 a month. To subscribe now, call this number, 767-8504. That's 767-8504. The Call, and WoonsocketCall.com. Here for you.
Hey, it's ON Radio's Cruisin' Bruce Palmer inviting you to join me for the Saturday Block Party. It's every Saturday from 4 until 7 p.m. when we fill the airwaves with the songs you want to hear. It's a party in every sense of the word, so join me live on 99.5 and 1240 a.m. or bring the show with you wherever you go at onworldwide.com.
Hi, this is Yvette Houle. Holy Trinity Parish Christmas Bazaar and Craft Fair is Saturday, November 4th, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. in the Parish Hall, 1371 Park Avenue, which is handicap accessible. Come browse the many gifts, crafts, and much more. There will be gift certificate raffle, split the pot, theme baskets, baked goods, and special raffles. Visit Santa, give him your wish list, and take photos with the children. There will also be a children's craft area to keep the children busy while the parents shop. Kitchen will be open for lunch and will include the popular dynamites, meatball sandwiches, hamburgers, hot dogs, fries, onion rings, and Venus de Milo soup. For further information, contact me, Yvette Houle, at 766-5663.
It is Coffee Inn here on ON AM and FM. Thanks for joining us this morning. Joe Callahan here with Romeo Berthium and Melissa Murray. You talked about the cops not giving out the speeding tickets, though, Romeo. This is a story from Chatham County, Georgia. Is that where you lived down in Georgia? Chatham
No,
County?
I lived in Fulton County and DeKalb County.
Fulton County. I've heard of Fulton
Yeah.
County.
Yes.
A Chatham County, Georgia man got the surprise of his life when he received a speeding ticket.
Okay.
And the fine,
For?
$1.4 million. Now,
He must have been going pretty fast.
Connor Cato tells a TV station down there he was pulled over by a Georgia state trooper. He says he was going 90 in a 50-mile-an-hour zone in Savannah.
Almost double the speed.
All right, so that's pretty fast.
Okay.
Yep.
But he expected to get a ticket with a hefty penalty,
Yep.
but not $1.4 million.
All right. That's
How did they
got to
break
be a
that
mistake,
down?
right?
So, no, it's not a mistake.
Not a mistake.
Because he says he calls the police station about the amount and he told it was correct. And that he either needed to pay the ticket or come to court. And it's the police way of getting you to come to court.
Interesting.
Official says it's, quote, common practice to add the exorbitant number to ensure speeding drivers come to court, adding that it's not what Cato will actually have to pay. So what's the point of bringing them to court?
Well, I'll let Melissa answer that.
I mean,
Because she's thinking of the answer.
right.
Yeah.
I'm just blown away at the
Yeah.
strategy.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it must work. No, you go to court, the judge decides, and if the officer shows up, right, they can say, look,
Okay, it's $500.
Right,
Is that-
$500,
what was
and then
the
you pay the court costs too,
yeah.
and then you pay the
What
fines.
was the actual cost? The actual fine when he got to court? Did they
It doesn't
say?
say.
Probably 500 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, 90 and a 50
Yeah.
is probably going to
Five. At
be
least that.
Yeah.
Maybe
right.
1,000.
Maybe 1,000.
Maybe.
Better than $1 million or whatever.
Right. But also, if you
Yeah.
can't pay the whole thing,
Yeah.
then you go on probation, and then you have to pay fees on top of that, right?
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
kind of,
And then you have a record too.
and then right.
Have you ever been arrested? Have you ever been, they don't ask that question. Have you ever been convicted? No. That's an interesting.
I still don't know why the police want you to go to court, though.
Well, to settle the case.
Right. So
But
so
if you
the
pay-
ticket gets paid.
Yeah.
Oh, so if it's real high, if they give you the $500 ticket, people probably
You
don't
may not pay it. Yeah.
All
All
right.
right. Then they put you on probation.
And then if you don't, yeah, right.
So if you don't pay the $1.4 million, an arrest warrant goes out for you.
Yeah.
And I'm
And then
wondering,
you're gonna owe it.
And then you're really gonna have to pay it.
and I'm wondering if that'll be challenged someday. They keep
Yeah,
doing
that's
that.
what I
If
was
the judge
wondering as
says
well.
that's unreasonable, and
Yeah.
It is unreasonable.
You know.
It's
I'm just wondering. But it's in Georgia.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When
It's not- I'm
the
not
nights- when
surprised.
what's the song? When the lights went out, or something like that.
Not
The night the
surprised.
lights went out. in
I'm
Georgia.
not
Yeah.
surprised.
Yeah.
I mean,
Georgia police are
it's
vigilant like that. Especially the
things are
state
different
troopers.
down south. Yes.
Yes, they are. When I used to drive to Florida, I always took my time not my time, but I would follow the speed limits when I get into south of Virginia, all the way to
Yeah.
Florida.
Once you cross the Mason-Dixon line, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because they see those plates from Massachusetts to Rhode Island.
Yep,
no
yep.
other- Okay. That's not me, is it?
Nope, that one's me.
Okay.
It's not me.
Hey, we're on the air, folks.
Right.
Yeah, but the
Because-
person from Burlington, Mass, doesn't.
Oh,
know.
okay. Yeah.
Hey, the winner of Wednesday night's Powerball has not come forward yet.
I know.
Oh my gosh, really?
California, right?
California, yeah.
So what happens if? How long do they have?
A
And-
year. They have 1 year.
Yeah, the winners have a
Oh,
year to come
okay.
forward. Was the winning ticket was sold at a liquor store in Fraser Park, California, and yeah,
I can picture what happened. The guy's driving along. I need a drink. I'm gonna get a nip. Oh, while I'm here, I'll get a ticket. And
nip.
he wins $1 billion. Okay, and he wasn't. Yeah. No, but you know what? They don't have to identify themselves for at all.
every state's different. In California, you
And
don't have to.
in a way, no, you don't have to. And in a way, that's good because think about it a minute. If you
Oh, you'd have everybody.
You'd have a lot of
oh,
friends.
oh, yeah.
Don't you remember me? We went to high school
Yeah,
together.
people
30 years
crawling out of the
ago.
woodwork.
Yeah.
You know, I need this, I
I
need
make
that.
a donation to
yeah.
my favorite charity. What's
Right.
it- and what's your favorite charity? How do you spell your name? yeah, gotcha.
My
No,
cat
I-
needs an operation.
Yeah.
Right. You'd have everybody.
And it always leads to the question: what would you do if you won $1 billion or more? What would you do? That's a check for $1 million 1,000 times. That's $1 billion.
I'd hire Bob Lauder to go
Yeah.
in front of the TV cameras for me.
Yeah. Even if you have to pay somebody 10,
To do it,
20%
to
protect
yeah,
you.
yeah, absolutely.
And give a lot of. I would probably give away a lot of it to charity. And I'm wondering if you give money to charity when you win something like that, do you still have to pay the taxes that they take out? Like if you win $1 billion, let's say you win
You
$1
probably
billion,
can. You can write off
government
your.
gets half of that.
You
They
can
get
write off
500.
your charitable donations up to a certain
You can then
amount.
the following year.
Yeah, but
Would-
yeah, get a good accountant. That'd be the first thing
Take
you
care of
do.
your family. Take care of the people that were good to you when you were poor.
Yep.
As opposed to.
Yep.
I used to say I'm going to pay off all my relatives, and this way they won't bother me anymore. So you give them each $50,000, and you know what some of them would say? What a cheap
That's not
so and so!
enough,
It's
yeah.
all he gave us. He wanted $1 billion, and he only gave me $50K. So I would only take care of the ones that were good to me, the
Yeah.
ones who were loyal
Yeah.
and friends,
Yep.
and friends too. Lots
Yeah.
of friends.
Anybody who helped me when I needed help.
Yeah.
But
That's
yeah,
what I
get
would
someone to manage your money, number one.
Yeah.
And then I'd probably buy a different car, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I get
Maybe
you.
I'll just get my car painted.
By a,
and I
by
get
a
you.
1996.
I get you. a better-
I'd upgrade to a 96.
I'd get you a better birthday card, and I would get you a nice pair of headphones, Joe.
Oh, thanks,
yeah,
everyone.
my pleasure.
Anyway, other things are going on. While I was in Worcester,
Yeah.
I saw what I thought was a scam going on of the people that are asking for money, and they were holding up a picture of what looked like their dog. I guess their dog needed an operation, looking for money.
That's GoFundMe for a dog.
So it
I
was like a
guess.
tag day.
They were just
for
standing
the,
by.
they were
A,
just-
they were
yeah.
standing by a
Dog tag.
street traffic light.
So,
Oh.
did you make a donation, Joe?
I did not.
You.
Because
I
we've had the stories of people
I
holding
know,
up the
but-
pictures of the sick
I know,
children and
yeah.
like that. I said, this is just another scam. They got the sick dog picture, and no.
You're
know what?
probably right.
Yeah.
I had to sign. I didn't have to, but I did. I signed a petition last week in Uxbridge. A guy was standing there, and I said, "What's this for?" He says, "Mental health awareness." So I just want to make sure. I read the thing. I says, I don't want to sign a petition that says I support Palestinians or Israeli. I didn't want to do that because my name's in the paper. Well, right. So he said, "Oh no, we're not doing that." I said, "Let me check." I checked. I read it. Okay, I'll set.
There was
So
some.
I signed your name, Joe.
Oh, thanks. I saw someone outside my Stop and Shop that I go to.
Yeah.
They wanted you to sign for make Uber drivers safer and more money for restaurant workers. I'm like,
Okay.
well, that means the price is going to go up at the restaurants, isn't it?
Plus, if you take good care of them when you go out for dinner, why would you want to do that again? If you do, if you're a good tipper. I mean, it depends on who they are and how good the service is. But I probably wouldn't have signed that one.
Yeah, I know. If you don't want to make the $2 and whatever they make, and get another job.
Some of them do very well.
Yes, they do.
But many don't.
Very well.
I'm in favor of increasing the tipped wage.
Okay.
Okay. I didn't know they could do this, but vendors are getting the boot from hawking their wares on New York City's Brooklyn Bridge. I didn't know people set up on Brooklyn Bridge to sell stuff.
Oh, yeah.
The New York Post reports the city's Department of Transportation is pushing a new rule that bans any peddler, vendor, hawker, or huckster from setting up business on the pedestrian and bike paths on any bridge in the city due to concerns about overcrowding and security.
Okay.
DOT is specifically targeting the 140-year-old span that has become hugely popular with tourists, saw an average of 34,000 pedestrians a day use its wooden walkway on weekends last fall.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I read a book about the Brooklyn Bridge and how it was built. And when it first opened, there were no cars. It was horses, and they have some walkways there, and they still do, like you just said.
Yeah.
So it's easy to set up a station there and collect money, and that's what they do. It's a good. I don't know how I feel about that because I'm not a New Yorker, but I know that there are a lot of people asking for money, and I would say some of them are very questionable, but there might be some legitimate ones too.
If they're peddling stuff, though, I mean, if they're selling
They're selling
things,
stuff.
they're vendors,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
they're just selling whatever.
Like
When you walk
T-shirts
by,
and stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
you just say no
yeah,
if
why
you don't
not?
want it, or you buy it.
Well, New York City is cracking down on them, and you won't be
Cracking
able to
down?
do this.
Oh, okay.
Get off this bridge. Go to another bridge.
Okay.
It's security.
They have a few bridges in New York. Yeah.
I know. Okay, well, they won't be there anymore now.
Well, we'll have to enforce it too.
Yes. This woman in Utah, 45-year-old Eagle Mountain, Utah woman facing criminal charges. She allegedly made a false report of a school shooting as a diversion for another crime.
Oh gosh.
Of course. All the cops are there, so they're
Yes.
gonna be, yeah, I got you.
According to court records, emergency dispatchers received a call on May 24th of 2023 that somebody armed with an AK-47 planned to do damage at Lehigh High School. Police determined the call was a hoax meant to divert attention from a series of car burglaries. So they could break into cars. Charges were filed Thursday against Dorothy Belmorin after an extensive investigation showed the call came from her phone. Two suspects who had been stopped by police when the false report was made were already under arrest and are facing multiple burglary charges.
I would think.
Good.
And then some.
Good.
Yeah, creating a panic like that.
Yeah, right. Creating a panic
And
for the children, the
and-
teachers,
yeah.
the parents.
And they take it very
Well, they know
seriously.
the police are going to rush over that way. That leaves us plenty of time.
And they
But
tell
then,
you-
they're going to lock down the school, and the poor kids are subjected to that, and
So they
for
don't
no
care
reason.
if they're breaking into cars across town
Yeah.
somewhere else.
Well, right, but that's just.
But if you got 80% of your cops at the site of the school incident, that means that there's less, vigilance in other places. So they, I don't know how they.
Maybe I thought that was a smart thing to do.
I have to give it to them though. They really eventually solve those crimes. And that's
They
good.
figured it out. And
yeah.
I don't know how they can tell what's
I
a
know.
credible threat and what's not a credible threat.
Well,
I
they
don't
got
know.
their
You have to
phones.
take every single one seriously.
Yeah.
Well, we are going to send some cops over to the high school to see what's going on, but not
Not all of them.
Let's track where this call's coming from to see
Yeah.
where they are and what's going
Yeah.
on there
True.
as well. So
Again, a tough job, law enforcement.
Yeah.
Terrible. Yes.
all right, let's see other things that are going on. This probably makes you won't be surprised, but comes a little surprise to Beatles fans. But when John Lennon brought Yoko Ono into the studio for them to record "Let It Be," the other three were not amused.
I heard that. I heard that this morning.
I'm like, Here's breaking news.
They weren't happy, but they allowed it to happen because they're non-confrontational.
And why is that news now and not
it's a
like
slow
Well,
news day.
Paul
slow
McCartney
news, slow
mentioned
news
it on a
weekend.
podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
That Yoko's presence during the recording of Let It Be was at best a distraction and at worst disturbing. McCartney said nobody objected when John Lennon started bringing Yoko to the studio, but he also said that none of them besides Lennon wanted her there. McCartney added that he and the other Beatles weren't very confrontational, so they just bottled it up and
Let it be.
let it be. That's right.
I like it.
Isn't that clever?
It is clever. Very clever. Was that your line, Joe?
No, that's what was written
That's-
right here
okay.
for him.
So you could take credit for that.
I should take credit for it, but I will not do that. All right, we're coming to the end of the Coffee and program, so we wish you a wonderful day today. Melissa Murray, thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me. Everyone have a great week.
All right, Romeo, thanks for stopping on by.
As always, a pleasure. Thank you
All
for
right.
having me.
This is Joe Callahan. Stay tuned for Leslie Page at the library is coming up next. That'll be followed by Food First with Karen Zangari. And don't forget Tiki Bar tonight at 6 here on ON Radio. Have a great day.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news.
A Plainville, Massachusetts man has been found not guilty in the fatal stabbing of his mother by reason of insanity. Sean Murphy was 21 years old when the attack happened in October 2019 in the kitchen of the family's home. Police said Murphy was armed with a knife when they arrested him at Patriot Place in Foxborough. He was ordered to be committed to Bridgewater State Hospital. A story on the front page of today's Call by Russ Olivo. A Woonsocket woman who was taken to the hospital with bloody bite wounds she inflicted on herself at the police station later spat her way to a felony charge by spraying her saliva on the nurse who was treating her. Woonsocket police say Corinne S. Menard, 37 of 88 Blackstone Street, is charged with assaulting a healthcare worker and disorderly conduct in the incident which occurred at Landmark Medical Center around 3:15 a.m. Thursday, October 12th. The police had picked up Menard at home on a warrant for failing to appear in 6th District Court for a pre-trial hearing on unrelated charges.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. The White House says getting Americans out of Gaza is President Biden's top priority.
He has sent hostage experts to coordinate and consult with the Israeli government on hostage recovery efforts. He's also made sure that our diplomats are in touch with third countries in the region.
Speaking on CNN's State of the Union, National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan says the U.S. is currently unable to pinpoint the exact locations where Americans are. He added that the White House is aware that there are 15 Americans unaccounted for, but the exact number being held hostage is unknown. A vote for the new Speaker of the House is expected Tuesday at noon. Congressional correspondent Julie Sirkin says Ohio Representative Jim Jordan's chances of actually becoming Speaker are uncertain at best.
The conservative Republican who was chosen behind closed doors by his colleagues to be their speaker designee is about 50-plus votes short to get the gavel on the floor.
House Democratic Whip Catherine Clark said the vote for Jordan will happen, but it's still unclear if Jordan will gather enough votes to secure the position. While the GOP holds a slight majority in the House, only 4 votes can be sacrificed to win, with some Republicans firmly against Jordan. The second vote took